Is Toastmaster Kelly Vedi. She is evaluating Toastmaster Teresa Bay's speech. Please join me in welcoming Kelly to the lectern.
Teresa, that was a very prepared, unprepared speech. And there are a few things that you did that made it effective. And that also I think we can learn from if we find ourselves in a similar position, if we're not quite as prepared as we'd like to be, and we're coming up to give a speech. And the first is talk about what you know. And what do we know better than anything else? It's ourselves. So she chose a good choice to talk about herself, but then you also brought in a lot of vulnerability and honesty, which is a great way to immediately connect and draw people in to what you were talking about. I was particularly moved when you were brave enough to contrast your speech from last year to this year, and how you were so confident and so full of energy, and this year you were tired. I found that very effective. And it also tied into another effective thing you did, which is that you had these consistent themes. You had this list and you said you were worried about rambling, but what saved you from that is that you really brought things back to two themes. One was the fight, the struggle, and the second was freedom. And so you were able to connect these different things you were talking about to those two themes, which made it a more cohesive, coherent speech. The third thing that you are great at, and which I am honestly quite envious of, is your stage presence. Right? You have amazing stage presence. The gestures you use, I feel like if I did them, they'd come across like play acting, when you like look up, or you like lean over and you sigh. But it's so natural. I'm just very impressed and envious of your stage presence and your charisma up here. Where I think more time and revisions would really have supported your speech was more towards the end, where you did get to be a little bit more rambly and you did lose the tight connection between those two themes. So I think with just a little bit more preparation, you would have tightened the ending up and made it a little bit more laconic. But overall, very effective speech. It was great to evaluate you. Thank you.
So, note for the